Okay, welcome back to the third segment of the award-winning Ed Brown. And this is, when I talk about award-winning, I have a gentleman here, Rickey Torrence. He won the Guest of the Year for the station on the Ed Brown Show. And I was surprised. I had nothing to do with the selection the judges selected because he was dealing with air traffic control, and which is so very important. I think everybody out there use airplanes sometime in their life, or they wish they could use it, or it's a convenience that all of us like. But Rickey, welcome and congratulations for your medal there. You want to hold that up there?
I do.
And the judges felt that you did an outstanding job explaining the air traffic controllers and the system and things like that. So I had to bring you back and present this award to you for the outstanding job that you did. Now, tell us about air traffic control. Off camera, we discussed some things that I thought everybody knew. I thought, when you get on an airplane, you go to Atlanta, it flies straight to Atlanta. But you said this doesn't happen. Tell us about how did that? I thought you go to the 30,000, 40,000 feet, and you just fly to Atlanta. But you say it doesn't work that way.
No, and again, it's good to be back. I had a great time last time, and I definitely want to talk more about this. But yeah, in regards to the Washington Post article, which talked about the new next-gen technology, currently, even though you might fly directly from Baltimore to Atlanta, you're still zigzagging across the U.S., avoiding obstacles and mountains and cities and school districts and things like that. Not while you're at altitude, but when you're leaving the airport, and that 30 minutes or so that it takes to take off from the runway and get to that altitude, not only are you making gradual steps up like this, but yeah, you are also sort of zigzagging like I just discussed. And through the next-gen technology, if it goes as it's going right now and continues to go, the idea is to fly as direct as possible from origin to destination, like you had thought you were doing the whole time. Yes,
but most passengers, they don't realize that. And for instance, when they have layovers, sometimes the layover in Chicago, I think I was flying to Kentucky, and I had a layover in Chicago, then to go into Louisville, and the layover was longer than the flight. I had a 2-hour layover, and the flight ought to take an hour and a half.
you know what? I experienced that this past weekend, and because of the schooling that I went through, I was understanding what was happening. So I was on a flight to Baltimore, and we had a layover in Indianapolis. And in Indianapolis, we got held there because our gate in Baltimore wasn't open yet. We couldn't leave Indianapolis until everything was clear in Baltimore. So even though skies were beautiful in Indianapolis, in Baltimore they were having some storms, which slowed them down, which slowed us down, which slowed everyone who was, waiting to go into Baltimore across the country down.
It affected the entire system.
That's right. That's right.
Not just when people go into the airport and they see a delay, they have a tendency to think the delay is where they are.
That's right.
They have a tendency to say, well, what are they doing now? The guys don't know what they're doing. We've been here an hour. But the delay is based on something that happened in Texas somewhere.
That's right. And the idea with this next-gen technology, this like GPS in the cockpits, is that it will cut down a lot of those delays. It'll cut down some of those delays. It will cut down the fuel costs, billions of gallons of fuel, instead of aircraft, zigzagging, to go straight there. It's going to hopefully bring down that fuel surcharge you see on your ticket.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. When you told me that off camera, I said, what? You mean the guy's not flying straight to Atlanta, that he's zigzagging and all of that? That the fuel cost, and what they do, they put that cost on you.
You do carry some portion of that.
Right, you carry portions of that.
Wow.
So, I mean, when a person realizes the timing, for instance, it's an hour and a half flight, what should they do as far as making up for things like the things that you're saying.
The passenger, you mean?
Yeah, the passenger.
Bring a book.
A big
did.
book.
No, that's about
you
it.
see people sacked out in the airport. You see them reading and eating and everything, you know what I mean? But the idea now, with this system, you said a new system that they're coming up with. Just explain that.
So the idea is that it's like GPS in the cockpit. A lot of people, you know, including you, are familiar with the radar. You got that sweeping arm. Well, but you know, it's like the green line and the beeps and everything.
Right.
So by the time that thing gets all the way around, you know, it could be 30 seconds. You know, it varies in time. But in 30 seconds, you know, an aircraft can cover a long distance. So that's why airplanes right now have to be kept so far apart, just because, you know, you can't always track them every single second along the way. So with this next gen technology, it will be a continuous flow of information. Essentially, I'm trying my best on this one, but that will allow aircraft to get closer together, which will allow essentially more aircraft in the skies. It will allow there's more convenience.
It'd be more convenience for the passenger and the company.
That's right. That's right.
So therefore, that would equal price going down.
Well, that's what we would hope. That's what we would hope.
You're hoping.
I'm not going to speak on behalf of the airline industry, but
okay. Now, quickly tell us some of the requirements for air traffic controller.
To be an air traffic controller, there are a couple ways you can approach it. They accept a couple people fresh off the streets, and some people go through a degree. You can get a degree in air traffic control, or you can take the route I took, which was to get a degree in aviation management. And yeah, and then there's testing, there's security checks and background checks. I stumbled a little bit actually, and this is maybe a good message for young people out there.
Good.
That you know, when they do a background check on you, you know, you might not have thought 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago that you would be doing something that required a security clearance. And you look up one day and you decide this is the path you're going to take, and suddenly the poor decisions you made years back are going to come back and, you know, could come back and bite you. So, you know, to young people, you know, if you're that student that is, you know, constantly stepping the line or in trouble with the principal or with your parents or the law even, you know, that could come back. So you have to conduct yourself now in such a way that will leave you options in the future.
Well, what I want to do is congratulate you, Rickey, on your award. And this has been the Ed Brown Award ceremony. Many times you said, what is Ed Brown always talking about the Ed Brown Awards? Well, thank God I won another award for the best male host for the station. And Rickey here won the award for the best guest of all the guests. You know, I have over 300-400 guests, and Rickey, I want to congratulate Rickey for winning the Guest of the Year award for the Ed Brown Show.
That's right.
Okay, Rickey. So, hey, look, we're going to bring you back, man, and keep us aware of the different new things that are happening as far as air traffic controllers.
We're going to have some positive new things happening. I'll let you know that right now.
Okay, this has been Ed Brown. See you next time.